lunch, and then he had late because of church, and so
Yeah.
everything's all behind.
I'm like, what are these notes? Cue it up. That's from
Cue
our
it up.
last
We'll
podcast.
talk about that tonight, but we'll also talk about like you getting ready for an international trip. That's kind of fun too.
International trip, man. It's so nuts.
Dude, I mean, I feel like I'm going far away, but dude, you're totally killing me with you're going to Europe.
I'm gonna start trying to adjust to the time zone now. Like today, I woke up at 4:45 for golf. I'm gonna try to start waking up at like 4:45. I'm gonna try to wake up at 4, and then I'm gonna try to wake up at like 2:30, like the day we leave, because that'd be 7:30 in the UK. Like I'm trying to slowly get there so that I'll just sleep on the flight, and then I'll be on UK time. That's my goal.
Okay, we'll see how that works.
I know. I'll let you know how that works. I'm gonna be like cranky. It'll be like I'm gonna be tomorrow at work at 2 p.m. just like crashing.
Like, you'll be like, but I'm on UK time at work. I'm like, but your butt's in Lansing, Michigan. Get back on Michigan time. We don't care.
I know.
That's exactly.
And then it's gonna be weird when I come back.
Oh, that'll be funny.
That like, I'll be yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That's exactly what I'd say if I was working with you. I don't care if you're on UK time. You're in Lansing.
And my coworkers are trying to tell me to take that Monday off when we come back. And I'm like, you know me, man. I want to save as much PTO as I can. So I'll grind through it, man. I don't care.
Say go back and suffer. Just you gotta take it like a man.
Yeah, I can read some emails per day and then go home and sleep.
Exactly. I might not be worth much, but I'll be there.
Yeah, but yeah, plan is I'm gonna start waking up at 3. Like I'm gonna try to wake up at 4 tomorrow, then like 3:30 on Tuesday. Then I'm gonna try to wake up at like 3 or 2:30 in the morning on Wednesday, and trying to adjust to UK time.
All right, let's start this thing. So we could use this. Oh, dude, Mookie Betts fractured his hand.
Oh man,
that's not good. Okay, here we go. Move that. Move the sweet tea. And hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP open line for Sunday night, June 16th, 2024. It's Father's Day. And yes, that's right. You're here with 2 Disney dads. And we're going to be taking your calls for the next hour at 407-413-9395. That's 407, everybody's favorite area code, 413-WDW5. We paid extra for the vanity phone number 12 years ago, and we still do. Joining me tonight, he is getting ready for his epic European vacation, back-to-back cruises, with a quick stop in London, England. On the way in, we have our friend Scotty G from Must See Adventures, where you need to go like and subscribe, as all the YouTubers say. Scotty G, happy Father's Day to you. What's going on?
Happy Father's Day, Mike, and happy Father's Day to anyone listening or anyone that plays that fatherly role. Like, you might not actually be a dad, but there's a lot of people that play that fatherly role. Like my brother. I told my brother happy Father's Day today. He's a great role model for his niece. So happy Father's Day to everyone out there. And Mike, so, on Friday we talked about queuing it up, right? For those cues. I'm just proud to say, like, I just heard the house band playing, and it's still one of my favorite moments in my life that I actually queued up the house band a few weeks ago, right in that seat that you're sitting in. And there's going to be a vlog coming out about that very soon. We're at your house. Like, Riley's going to be in the vlog if you're okay with that, of course, right?
Oh, dude. I got to maybe put her paw to paper or something, and get
I guess you got to sign the agreement,
Exactly.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun, that episode. I wish we would have taken more video, you and me together. I think we were so in the moment, like so happy to see each other. Like I'm looking at I'm in the editing room, the director's seat, and I'm like, man, I don't have that much video of me and Mike together. But either way, like it was a lot of fun just hanging out in the studio that one night.
It is a shame. Not that we don't have, like, when I look back though at my iPhone, like, especially like Google Photos, I have more pictures of us together than I think you and my wife, or myself and my wife. Like,
I know
there's more pictures of because you know how like an iPhone will say like memories, like everyone, it pops up like every couple of days, like there's memories. It's more memories of Mike and Scott than Mike and Pam. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
That's so funny. I get a lot of those too, and it's funny like. what have we known each other for about 10 years? I'd say
about
10 years
10
like this
yeah.
year. And we shouldn't have aged that much, but my God, it looks like we aged a ton.
We were kids. We looked like kids back. I mean, this friendship has aged us hard. We've made the most of 10 years, but it's great.
It's
And
been a fun decade for sure.
it has. I mean, I would not change anything. And again, you said it so well. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, and especially the folks who just, your fatherly figure, teachers and folks that are mentoring other folks. We appreciate y'all. We have a great community, especially, everybody over on the Discord, taking care of each other. We have a community from all around the world. And speaking of this global, little micro community that we have with our podcast, it got real to me over the weekend when I saw Scotty G posting this money that he's getting there for his international trip, which starts this week. Actually, is when you hear this hit the feed. So if you're not tuned in with us live here on all the places on Sunday night on Father's Day evening, if you're listening to the replay, which is awesome if you are, Scotty G is no longer in the United States of America. Scotty G, you're in London, right?
I'm in London, baby. Isn't that nuts? Like,
you hope you're in London.
I know. Yeah, like knock on wood, knock on something that everything clicks, But that's unreal to me, man. Like that is like one of the coolest things. Like, and Mike, I know you talked about it recently that you got the passport applications on the counter. You're ready to make that move here soon, and like, because imagine like all the great memories you and me and our families have made in the States. Could you imagine us like going to Europe and like making some family memories there? You talk about all those photos of you and me popping up. Could you see like the Eiffel Tower between you and me? Like some photos. You gotta make it happen.
It's like taking it to 11. It's like taking it up. Yeah.
Have you seen that the Olympic rings are on the Eiffel Tower right now for the games?
I heard about that on a podcast. Somebody was over there visiting and they said it looked epic when they passed through.
I think it would be kind of sweet. Like I think it like, I mean, we're not going to be like in Paris very much, but like I want to at least like drive by the Eiffel Tower and see it. And I think that's kind of like a cool moment, right? Like I was there. I mean, I wasn't there to watch the Olympics, but I was there when they were like setting it up. I think that's kind of cool. So hope I can snap a photo of that.
So because this is going to be our last live show together for the call-in show. So if anybody has questions about like the pre-gaming of your international travel tonight, might be a good time to call in again at 407-413-9395. All kinds of topics on the table. We're going to talk about your favorite cues too. What we did not address on Friday's show. We talked about the longest, the shortest, the most enjoyable, the most annoying, all that kind of stuff. So let's talk cues tonight. That's kind of what I wanted to bring to the table. But we have this opportunity where, again, I'm 18 days away from our cruise on the Disney Fantasy, so I'm super stoked for that. We had a power meeting with my niece and her mom at our Father's Day shindig that we had for my father-in-law yesterday at our house, and it was awesome because she's never seen a cruise ship. Her mom has never seen a cruise ship either, and so her mom she's a CPA, right? Okay, so. Well, I mean, you know what a CPA type is, right? I mean, you're kind of working numbers, right? Dude, she came in with like this notebook, all these questions, and you could tell she's been online, right? And you could tell she's like gone on, I don't know, like BuzzFeed or something, and like these are the 50 things to bring into your stateroom, right? She's like, okay, so these, she's asking kind of the right questions if you go on like online and research going on a cruise. Like she's like, does Zoe need to bring magnet hooks? I'm like, what?
I love that.
Magnet hooks. But you know what? If you go online, like there's so many people that talk about how magnet hooks are so useful in your stateroom, right? Because that's a big deal because you can hang like hats and wet swimsuits. And I'm like, no, we got that covered. Like we're good. The Disney Cruise Line has hooks and stuff. Like it's very efficient. What about like a place to plug in her phone? No, we're good with that. Like, dude, I'm the tech guy. Like I got that. But I mean, it was like the mechanics of a cruise, but that made it exciting for me. So that's kind of where we were. And I got really pumped. And then of course it was like 3:45. So I'm like, watch this. PortCanaveralWebcam.com, pulled it up on the big living room TV. We watched the fantasy sail out. I'm like, there's our baby in 3 weeks. And we'll be waving to fish lips and we'll be saying goodbye. So that's kind of where we are. But you're just like, I mean, you're literally under 100 hours from leaving. So what's the feel right now to head to Europe?
So much anxiety because like I feel like I'm pretty good at navigating airports and traveling, right? Like
you are.
Granted, I go to a lot of the same places. I love going to Orlando, obviously, and Detroit I know very well, and San Diego. So I know some airports, but like, and I've even gone to Hawaii. I think the Hawaii trip actually helped us for this because Mike, our trip to Hawaii is longer than the one we're going to take on Wednesday to the UK. So
Which
like, I
is
feel like,
crazy because this is kind of
yeah,
a long trip, isn't
right.
it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, this trip, oh, you mean the trip to the UK is long, or what are you
Yeah,
saying?
19 days, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 19 days. Yeah. 19 days, man.
You're not going for the weekend.
Yeah. No, I meant like it's like the flight. I mean,
Oh,
the
the
flight
flight.
time.
I have to
Yeah.
say, you were not in Hawaii for
No,
19 days.
I'm talking like flight time. So
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like,
I thought you had me all confused. I was like, wait, did I miss something? I was like,
so,
no way.
so the flight time should be pretty good, but I'm just like, a little nervous, like navigating a huge airport like Heathrow. I mean, that's a huge
Oh, yeah.
airport. And like, how
I've
am I
seen
gonna,
teams on Amazing Race get messed up in Heathrow. I'm
right,
just saying, don't go the wrong way.
and how am I gonna get to the hotel? Like, we have some cars services booked, but I don't have a car service from the airport to the hotel. And I've been researching. There's cabs, and all this stuff. So that's my plan there. But yeah, just trying to think of these smaller things. What can we do to be prepared? So you talked about what we did this weekend. We exchanged some currency. We got some pounds and some euros and some kronen, I think is what it's called, a kroner for Norway. And we didn't get a lot because we don't use cash as much here, right? As you know, here in the States.
Yeah.
And from what I'm researching, my BuzzFeed research, is that I don't think you need as much cash overseas as well. But like, if you're ever in a pinch, like if you want to just get a cab or whatever, or if a credit card system goes down or whatever, I just want to have a little something. So, but it was cool. And not that like a 2024 is like a scrapbooking era by any means, but I feel like I kind of want to scrapbook this a little bit and keep some of the currency in there. Cause like, I think the currency is like part of the adventure almost, you know what I mean?
I will say that currency is, I mean, it is almost art. I mean, maybe, I don't know if they like look at ours. I mean, I guess other people from other countries would look at ours and say it kind of is artistic because we take it for granted, right? We've seen it since we're, it's always been there. But I mean, like when you posted it, I'm like, that was beautiful. I mean, it's weird. Like, but I mean, it's weird because it's so different looking to us because we're not familiar with it. But I thought it was pretty, So yeah.
Got a great tip here already in the chat. Best bet is just taking a taxi from the airport. Sounds so old school, but I think that's the move though.
Or just a chap named Charles. If he's on the street and says, "Hey, you need a ride," just jump in.
Yeah. I know. People are gonna be so friendly in the UK. Like, I can't wait.
I'll take you to the pub. No, so I mean, I can't wait though, because everything with this is going to be an adventure. Where here's the kind of the flip side of things for us and for a lot of us listening is that I think one of the reasons we go back to Walt Disney World, to Disneyland, we sail Disney Cruise Line is, for most of us at this point, it's very comfortable. Like, we know how to navigate getting to, we might go to a different Disney resort at Walt Disney World, but we know how the system works. Like, it's very similar checking into French Quarter as it is to the Polynesian, as it is to All-Star Music. It's the same thing, just different theme, right? Super comfortable. Even Disneyland, it doesn't matter. Disney Cruise Line, I mean, to be honest, it's not even that different of a check-in system from the resorts, right? You just go, you check in, boom, they walk through some mirrors, and bam, you're on a ship. It's like a floating hotel. But with you, man, this is a whole new world because you are getting on a cruise on a different line, which is going to be fun to compare and contrast because I've also sailed Royal Caribbean. It's fun. It's a lot. It's more Vegas, but it's more fun. It's very exciting. I've sailed it twice. Different restaurants, different kind of feel to it, but also it's got a lot of pluses too. But again, you're seeing Norway, you're seeing whole different part of the world, different cultures. Like, you're in a Facebook group and you're one of the only Americans. So that's very different because, like, for us, for most of the things we've ever done, it's majority American, where it's a lot of, like the Europeans might be in the minority. So it's a flip flop, which is really exciting.
Yeah. Super, super excited. It's just like, like, I like what you're saying. Like, we're stepping out of our comfort zone a little bit, but like, I just want to see the world. There's so much to see, right, Mike? And like, I mean, as we all know, I'm a Disney guy. And if we travel that far, as you know, like how we're ending the trip, we got to spend a day at Disneyland Paris, right? I mean, on the Sunday Live and call-in shows, I feel like we've gotten some good calls about some recent trips or visits to Disneyland Paris. And it's going to be work, though. Like, that's actually the day I'm the most worried about, Mike, the day we disembark, because the logistics this will stress you out a little bit. So we got to get to the London station to get on the Eurostar. We're going to take the train over to Paris, but we have to get off the ship in time, and like, we try not to like book any like flights like super early that day when we're getting off at Port Canaveral and stuff. But like, the train is 12:30 and the car's picking us up at 8. The car will wait a little bit though. So hopefully I can just get off that ship, clear customs, get to the car, get to the train station, hop on the train, get to Paris, and then get an Uber. Like, I mean, it's going to be like a long day of travel, but I think it's going to be worth it because I really want to see Disneyland Paris if we travel that far out, you know?
So what time do you expect to get to Disneyland Paris?
So it's probably going to be late, honestly. And it's interesting. So when you buy a package there, like you don't even buy room. I mean, you don't buy a ticket. You don't even buy park tickets. It's like if you're staying 2 nights, 3 days, you automatically get that ticket as part of it. So we can go to a park because like we had to buy it. So we might go, depending on what time it is, we might go to the Studios park because I hear that's like the lesser of the two. So maybe hop in there for an hour or two because I really just want to spend time in the main park. So even if it's like, let's just rest and so we can be like up and early, you know, at Disneyland Paris and just it's going to be one of those full days, man, where I haven't done that in a long time where, I mean, it's our one day, right? We talk about this a lot. Like, what do I do? Like, I got one day at the Magic Kingdom. What are you doing? Like, I'm in that situation now. I got one day at Disneyland Paris. I'm rope dropping and I'm closing it down. Got to take advantage of it. It's going to be crazy.
But it's exciting. Like you'll be running on adrenaline. But I mean, there's something to be said. You sleep on the plane on the way home. You sleep at work. You get back.
Sleep at work. I mean, Jesse, you're not watching this, right?
You're not listening. Nobody's listening. But no. But I mean, it is one of those things. It could be a once in a lifetime opportunity. Maybe not. Hopefully you get back a few more times. But
I hope to.
You seize the opportunity, right? I mean.
Yeah,
we're all very fortunate that we get to go to Walt Disney World and Disneyland and sail with Disney Cruise Line as much as we do. But I mean, Europe is a stretch for a lot of us, and so
I don't want to like. I haven't told you like all like the excursions we're doing. Like we're doing a very very cool excursion. Like the day it's the last night of the cruise, and I don't want to like spoil all because I want you to have some surprises. But we will be going to a place that is featured on Impressions de France. And I love how it's like the last thing of the cruise because it's like the thing I'm like the most excited. Like overall, like Norway, like the Norway part, like that itinerary is like more appealing to me, and that's what we're doing first. But the excursion I'm looking forward to the most is the very last one of the 14 nights on the ship. So I love how it's like setting up for that, the whole time.
Because we are definitely Impressions de France nuts. We love that show so much. And I know you, I was going to say, don't forget to have it on your phone, dude. That's dumb.
I'm going to 2 places, actually. So our other excursion is a Impressions de France thing, too. And that's kind of like very near the very beginning of the video. If you want to do some research to figure out where we're going. And
our good friend Scott Wortman here in the live chat is asking, will we get a few vlogs when you get back? And I'll just say, just on Scotty's behalf here, that all these vlogs leading up to this point are basically like spring training for what's happening on this cruise line, correct? I mean, you've been just kind of toying with things, trying to find your footing, and then this was really kind of what this was all ultimately for, right? So that you could put some vlogs down on this cruise.
100% correct. So these were just like practice runs, and I feel like I've gotten a little better. If you'd like see the beginning to how I am now, I think I'm starting to get there, but what really started it, if we were just researching these ports that we're going to, and we'd find like 1 or 2 like pretty good ones, but I wanted to see more because Mike, you were talking about that. You were watching every fantasy vlog you could find, to get you psyched while you're on the treadmill and all that. And then outside of those 1 or 2, there was nothing, or it was really, really bad. And I was like, you know what? I want to pay it forward for the people. Like we're going to these cool spots, and like I want some guy and another family in Michigan or whatever, they're going to go to Norway. I want them to see like our adventure, so that's how it kind of started. So I was like, well, we got to practice. I don't want to like our first vlog to be like, boom, in Norway, like, holy shoot, this is going to be tough, So we did some practice. So Scott, the plan is to do 19 vlogs. Honestly, like I hope to do one every single day. Now, that's Mike's reaction there is kind of funny. Day 4, like I might already be exhausted and like, oh God, I don't want to get the camera out again. So take that lightly from what I'm saying, but that is the ultimate goal. But it might be like, all right, here's days 5 through 8 or something. It might like get broken down by that. But so there will be a hiatus, Scott, but don't worry. The vlogs will be coming back when we come back from the trip for sure.
I know video editing is harder than podcasting, so I'll give you credit for that. All right, we have our first call at 407-413-9395. So let's get this show rolling, as they say in the Tiki Room. Who's joining us? Hey, who's there?
Hey, it's Matt with from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. How's it going?
Hey, Matt, thanks for calling in on Father's Day. We appreciate you. Out in
Absolutely.
How are things out in Pennsylvania tonight?
Very nice. It's beautiful out. We're in the backyard playing in some water. And happy Father's Day to both you and Sky G.
Appreciate it. Same, right back at you.
Thanks. Yep, we're just enjoying a nice evening. We went to Hershey Park today to get a little bit of some fun time. They have a whole my kids are saying hi too.
Hey,
hello, kids.
Park. And so we had a lot of fun today. Yeah. So just relaxing now in the backyard. And I had something that's been on my mind here for a little bit that I want to check in with you guys about.
Sure thing.
So, like Megan had called a couple weeks ago and said about that we're going on our anniversary trip on the Dream in November. And one of the things that we're debating right now is, do we make a reservation at Apollo or Remy? And if we make a reservation at one of those two places, if we even do a reservation, which one is going to be the best option? So I want to get you guys' feedback on that. Should we, on a kidless 3-night cruise, should we get a reservation at one of those two nice places for dinner? And which one should it be if we do a reservation?
Okay, so let me ask you one question first, then I'm going to get Scott's, because Scott's been to both and I have not. Is this your first cruise, like first experience with Disney Cruise Line?
No, it's not. We did the which one is it? Is it the Journey?
If you were on the Journey,
the Journey was not Disney. No, I'm just messing with you.
I don't know.
No.
You did you did the Fantasy, the Dream,
Fantasy, yeah.
Okay, I was like,
yeah,
which one's
Dude, but Matt's onto something. He just announced like the 9th ship. I think. Like,
that'll be the 19th ship in the Disney Cruise Line, the Journey.
You better get credit for that, Matt. I'm just saying.
There's a lot going on.
Steve, I hear you, dude. It's Father's Day, and you were at Hershey Park all day. It's like the kisses, it's like you don't know. Okay, no.
Yeah.
So I only ask because you've experienced all of the rotational restaurants at this point, right? You've experienced Animators, and you've experienced Enchanted Garden and Royal Palace, Royal Court, correct?
Yes, that's right. So we've been to all the regular restaurants at this point.
Yeah, then I say definitely do one of those, especially on a kidless. Absolutely. Now I'm going to turn over to Scotty G because I've only done Palo because personally, I just think Remy's a little bit too fancy for like my wife and I. We've looked at the menus. I mean, Palo, we really like Italian food, and it just hits us perfectly. Like where we are, Remy just seems a little bit too much for us. We're not really into that kind of cuisine, but Scotty G's been to both, and I'll let him take over.
So yeah, Matt, you can't go wrong with either. I will say that, but I would honestly lean towards Palo. Well, I can't even speak. my mouth is like drooling just thinking about it. So I lost my words, Palo for me, for sure. And you can't go wrong. I mean, Remy is good, but when you go into Remy, you got to know it's going to be like this 3-hour meal. It's an experience. And I just think for a 3-night cruise, you're going to want, Palo's going to be kind of a long meal too, but I feel like for a 3-nighter, I would go Palo for sure. But again, you can't go wrong, but I just love the menu. I love that atmosphere. Apollo, it just feels like, it's a little more, I feel like I got to wear a tuxedo when I go there. You don't have to, but I just feel like it's not to use Mike's word, but fancier. I try not to say that, but it is fancier for sure. And I think Apollo is just one of the best meals I've had in my life. Not just at sea, but in my life. So I got to go Apollo.
I look forward to Apollo so much. That food is so stinking good. And it feels fancy, but it feels comfortable at the same time. It's hard to describe. I don't feel out of place at Apollo, and I don't know at Remy. I just feel like I'd just be nervous. I don't know why, but I just feel like I would be.
Okay. That's really good feedback. Okay. So definitely do it and do it Apollo. Okay. Awesome. So the other thing we've done, the only other time we did actually eat Apollo was on our first cruise ever, no kids, on the Fantasy, and we did brunch. I think was at Apollo. I think because they have the really famous lasagna. I think, right?
Yes,
is that the right one?
The chicken parmesan.
No, well, and lasagna.
Yeah,
I get lasagna. The lasagna.
Yeah.
I get the lasagna too. I get both. I get chicken parm and lasagna. That's my order, and the sticky buns.
That was that meal. My wife and I, we both walked away from it hurting. Literally, we were in pain walking away from that meal. We both had to go back to the stateroom and just lay down for an hour because I'm actually literally in pain. I ate so much. It was so good. But you also kind of get your money's worth kind of too. So you're you can eat this amazing food as much as you want of it. So we're okay. So I think I learned my lesson from that, but I want to go back and actually have dinner there. That's what I was thinking for our anniversary. I figured it was a nice treat for our anniversary too.
That's perfect. And with Remy too, Remy, you're going to get more courses, right? And they're going to be smaller. So they're filling too, but if you really like something, you're not going to get a whole lot of it. Where like at Apollo, you're going to get like a bigger portion and really enjoy it. And
Right.
and you might not like every offering. Like you can't really like choose what I'm going to order. It's basically going to be like, this is what the chef is making tonight kind of a deal. So that's why I think Apollo is like the safer bet, especially for an anniversary. And Mike can attest to this. I know he had a magical moment happen with this before, but the souffle dessert at Apollo too, you can only get it at dinner.
Yes.
Unless if you're Mike, strings. But the souffle dessert at dinner is unbelievably great. Like just trust us on that.
Yes, make sure you order the souffle because like Scott said, you can only get it. It is a special souffle at Apollo for dinner, and we'll be on the Fantasy 3 weeks from tonight, and we are doing the dinner. Actually, 3 weeks from tonight is our dinner, and we are the reason we're doing this for one of the reasons for that souffle. My wife still talks about it from 10 years ago. She's like amped up. And so am I. So we're ready. It's good. Oh,
that sounds great.
Yes.
Okay. Great recommendation. Thank you. And do you guys think if there's a preference? I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you grab what's available, a lot of times. But if you had your preference, first, second, or third night, do you start the cruise with it? Do you cap off the cruise, or is it a nice kind of middle place for the cruise?
I mean, I like to put the thing I look forward to the most at the end because it kind of takes the hurt out of the end of something. I'm always looking for like, otherwise you're like sad it's over. But I saved my favorite park to the last day of my Walt Disney World vacation or my best ADR. That's just kind of how like I do in life, kind of to take the sting out of the end of something. But that's just philosophically how I go. Scott, what do you do?
So Matt, where's, as you said, it's 3 nights, right? Where's it sailing to? Is this like a Nassau and Castaway Cay, like a Bahama cruise?
Yeah, it's we're going out of Fort Lauderdale and we're doing Lookout Point. No, I'm doing it wrong. The new island, at Lighthouse Point. Was it Lookout Cay or
it's
like weren't we just talking about this? Like we don't even know how to say it. Yeah,
I know we're just talking about this. I think it's Lookout Cay, Lighthouse Point. Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point, I think is what it is.
That's it. Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. I'm like, okay, it's a lot of words.
Disney nails.
But I'm trying to like practice it though, because now that people are going there, I'm trying to practice it. But
Same.
So one of the days we're going there, and the other day we're going to Castaway Cay. So we're just
doing both of those
Disney Island for this one. Yeah.
So my assumption is, and it's hard to know which day it's going to be, but my assumption is there will be a pirate night on this ship, and that's kind of like my go-to for like Apollo dinner, because this is just me personally, like especially on the Dream, like pirate night is not my favorite night, and like the menu is a little different in the main dining rooms, so I like to go for that. But you don't know if that's going to be night 2. It's usually night 2. I
know that's the hardest part. You don't know which one you don't know which night's going to be pirate night. That's the tough thing.
Yep. And I always rule out night 1 because night 1 is just like, it's a lot of like busyness, right? You're getting to the port, Yeah. You're trying to get like situated, and like I like Mike's like waiting for like something that you really want for the end. So even if pirate night is night 2 and you get night 3, I think you're still going to be fine. But like, I wish there was a way to I wish they would announce that like ahead of time, but everyone would be like us and like be doing the same thing. But
yeah, it's a good recommendation too. So I mean, being 3 nights, you're going to win it no matter what. But I agree though that if I could schedule for pirate night and skip the pirate dinner, I would be okay with that. Because the regular dinners, I really enjoy dining on the cruises and the regular restaurants also. But yeah, pirate night, when they just do that universal menu, it's okay. It's fine.
But it's universally what everybody says about that menu, by the way. It's okay.
Yeah.
And Matt, I mean, just get what you can get, obviously that's part 1, right?
Right.
Like, any night you can get, but like, as you get closer to the ship, you can probably like Google some navigators or some itineraries that are similar to yours, and they'll might say like pirate night was day 2. And if you see a pattern, then you'll kind of have an idea what it's going to be. Now Disney can change at their discretion at any time, obviously, right?
Facebook groups will figure it out. Probably.
Yeah. So that might be something to help too. Like I know the DCL blog or something is one that will like post the navigator. So that might be something to help you like as you get closer to.
That's a good call. That's a really good call. I think Megan said that the ship is also going into dry dock like a month or 2 before we sail also. So we're hoping for maybe like a little bit of refurb to it too. We're looking forward to that. Maybe that's something we can look forward to also.
That'd be nice.
Well, yeah, that when it comes out of dry dock, that's always a great time because you get not only just like freshened up with like, new carpets a lot of times in the public areas and, just new paint everywhere. But I mean, sometimes they come with, they retheme a bar sometimes, it sometimes you get something totally new, and it's cool. That's exciting.
You know what? Another tricky thing too. I'm just thinking about like picking your night, because you're just doing 3 nights, so one of them will probably be a pirate night, different meal. Plus, like, I hate missing like my animator's palette meal, like, because that's like my favorite of the 3. But then that's always my luck. Like when I picked Apollo on a 3 or a 4 night, and it's always like animator's palette night. But that's okay, because like you're gonna have a great meal, obviously, Apollo. So
I'm cool when I see the souffle. I'm cool with it. Like, it's okay.
Exactly, it made up for it.
Yeah. I mean, we're on a cruise, right? Like at the end of the day, we're on a cruise.
Yeah,
we get to enjoy ourselves. So, but yeah, we just want to make sure we're trying to do the best we can with what we have.
I love it. That's an interesting itinerary. You're going to both private islands. I like that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, we were really excited when we were able to book it, and whenever we saw like that's all it was. We're like, this is actually pretty cool, because we get to go to the new island, right? Because like, hey, everyone wants to see the new thing, right? That's really cool. We're going to see it a few months after it's opened. And then, of course, we just love Castaway. I mean, we all love Castaway, but like, just knowing that it's like, we're going to be as Disney-fied as possible on like a short trip away from the kids. We're not going to go to the parks this time. We're just going down to do the cruise and come back. So we're going to be, as immersed in Disney as possible. I think that's going to be great.
Let me ask you something. I'm just curious while I have you on the line, because because Pam Forrester obviously went there on the first sailing. We're going to talk to her tomorrow for this week's shows.
Okay.
That'll be on Friday. Have you seen coverage of the first couple of sailings to Lighthouse? Like what they?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, because we watched some of the vlogs on YouTube and stuff. So we've seen a few videos so far. Their reviews of it.
So what did you? I mean, everybody obviously. There's 2 things people are talking about, right? They're talking about how long the pier is, right? I mean, you'd think the pier, it's long. I mean, it is. I mean, it's a long pier. But I mean, what were your initial thoughts? Just somebody is just like, because I feel like you're like a neutral like party here. You're not a vlogger. You're just a guy that's going to go on a cruise here shortly. So what were your thoughts on it?
I think that I have mixed feelings about it, because it's like, I understand they're doing it for the environment, which is obviously awesome. We want to be taking care of the environment. We want to be making as little disturbance to the environment as possible. And then number 2, it's like, hey, you know what? It doesn't hurt me to walk 15 minutes when I've been on a ship and enjoying myself and food and drink for 2 days or whatever. That it doesn't hurt at all to get a little bit of extra walk in there. But yeah, sure. There's also like a little bit of hesitation of like, I kind of want to just relax, as much as possible. But I know that, it sounds like it takes about 30 minutes between like a 15-minute walk and then like a 15-minute tram to the actual beaches. And then like from what I'm seeing, it just looks beautiful at the actual beaches themselves. So, it's fine. I think in the end, it's going to be kind of enjoyable to actually take that walk with my wife. And then I think the hardest part that I saw in one of the vlogs was actually the walk back.
Yeah, I see. That's the first thing I thought of, because I know like it's same at Castaway Key, right? I mean, you've been out in the ocean all day. Like, I'm never out in the ocean. Like, I stay in air conditioning all day. Dude, the sun zaps you. You just like, and I run the 5K, in the morning, and like, I'm never out in the sun. My body by 3 o'clock is like, what have you done to me? I'm all shriveled up from all the salt water. I probably had a couple drinks. I'm just like, dude, that ship is so far away. So, people are going to struggle.
Can you just get me in a golf cart?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
a lot of people.
But if you could just get me on a golf cart back to the ship, that would be great.
Yeah, that sucker, it's going to be twice as far coming back.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's fine. And we're all used to walking. We're all Disney people who walk, 10 miles a day in the park.
Right.
So it's fine. It's good. Like I said, it's going to be good for me. It's going to feel like I did some exercise and some work that day. So maybe I can earn myself an extra drink on the beach or something like that too.
Amen. Yeah. I just wonder, I mean, it is what it is. And I mean, it's, the
yeah.
island looks beautiful. I was curious.
The other thing that I saw that kind of that definitely stood out to me was just how young it is. All the videos we're seeing is just like, there's just not a lot of like big palm trees, a lot of big growth. There's like a lot of young plants there. And it just seems very open. And I think that once those plants grow and you have some kind of division, it's going to make it really, really nice. But right now, I think that just seeing the video is kind of like, oh, this is like, it's just very open right now. And
it's bare to me.
How it is. And yeah.
It gave me like when I first saw pictures of it, it gave me a very like Volcano Bay feel, because like the buildings looked very beautiful. Like the buildings look very practical, you know, for all around the island. They look very, you know, thematic and very nice. They don't look as rustic as cast. I thought they looked more rustic. They look more very like on theme, right? They look very cool. But you're right. I mean, it looks more almost like almost like more theme parkish though. And you're right. Like it's almost around here, like when they build a new subdivision where I live out in, you know, we're kind of out west of St. Louis in a booming area in this county, but they plow cornfields and build subdivisions, right? So when you go into these new subdivisions, it's exactly that, right? There's no trees, or they put saplings in and all the houses and stuff. So it's very clean looking, but there's no shade yet. And I come back in 20 years, it's going to be beautiful. But you go into Kirkwood, this established area that's been there for 50 years. It's gorgeous with all the oaks and the maples. And that's what you're going to see when you go back in 20 years. It will be gorgeous. But I mean, the only thing you do is time. And I mean, they're having, you know, and you saw everybody with all the flies and the food. I mean, they'll figure that out. They just put all these people in the middle of a place that's been uninhabited for decades, you know, and hundreds of years. I mean, it'll get solved quickly. It'll get solved.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is I know that Disney is very, very good. Just like with Jollywood Nights, I know like there were some complaints about the first couple nights of Jollywood Nights, but then like by mid Jollywood to the end, I know people were like really loving it then already. Like so, Disney takes feedback and makes changes very quickly. They, you know, when they see things like the flies, I think that's one of those things. They're like, okay, this is immediate rectification, right, of this situation. They're very good about seeing things that are wrong or getting feedback and doing something about it. They don't just let it go on and just keep with the same complaints over and over again. They'll see the complaints. They'll see they do the surveys at the end of the cruises. I'm sure they see the vlogs and stuff too. And so I'm sure they'll see, you know, anything that are problems with they can actually take care of, they can actually do something about, and they'll take care of it right away, I'm sure.
100%. I mean, they've already started making it so it's not self-serve. They're serving the guests. They're covering the food. I mean, because, yeah, I mean, even you can think about that. I mean, no matter what, when you're prepping the island, you're not going to have out hundreds and hundreds of pounds of hamburger meat, you know, like, you know, until people get there. I mean, that's just something that's not going to happen until guests arrive. You're just not going to have, you know, thousands of ears of corn sitting out. It can't happen. You don't prep that. So yeah, it'll get there. It's just growing pains.
I mean, it's like, it's on the Wish, the same thing, right? It's like one of those things they changed for the Wish where they serve you and it's like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. Like, I know it's a little bit faster if you're able to serve yourself, but there are practical reasons behind having someone else serve you at those kind of stations too, which is really smart, I think.
Absolutely. Well, hey, great call. Yeah. We appreciate your call and we hope you have a wonderful cruise. And yeah, I think you'll really enjoy Paolo. I think Paolo's the right answer.
Well, did you see we had a comment in the chat, man? That was, my husband always says the chocolate souffle is worth the price of the cruise. Just think about that for a second.
Wow.
and she's awesome. And she's right down the street from me here in St. Louis. So there you go.
All right, we're gonna get that Paolo reservation as soon as we can.
All
thanks,
right,
guys. I really appreciate it.
Happy Father's Day. Go have fun with those kids. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
Right, bye-bye.
Cheers. See ya.
All right,
cheers.
All right, let's get to work. Oh man, that is so loud. All right, let's get to our next call here. And hey, we have our next call line. Hey, who's joining us?
Hi, this is Jen from down the road.
Hey, Jenny. Did you say Jenny?
This is Jennifer from down.
Oh,
down
Jennifer. This is Jenna. Yeah, Jennifer and Jocelyn from the Westplex. I was just speaking of whose husband says the price of the souffle is worth the price of the cruise. We're just speaking of you.
He says that all the time. So I say, okay, let's go.
And you know what? I agree with your husband. That souffle rocks.
Call him on his bluff, though. Yeah, like, all right, let's book one right now.
So good.
No, I just wanted to call and wish Scotty G a great trip. And I'll tell you, when like somebody posted about the taxis, you're probably best off just getting a taxi from London from Heathrow into London. And all the taxis take card payment.
Oh, cool.
But they prefer cash, just telling you honestly from my experience last week. But they do all take card, and just prepare yourself because it's a 2-lane road going into central London. So it could be, depending on what time you land, it could be, it's usually about 45 minutes if it's at night to an hour and a half if you're, in daytime traffic to get into central London. So just be prepared.
That's crazy. That's all. Thanks for that tip. Did you say you were just there last week? Is that what I heard?
Yes. So I was there from from Friday, a week and a half ago, and just got back into St. Louis at 1:30 this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was there for work, and so, but it was my third time in the last year of being there, so I'm pretty familiar. But like I said, with the phones, you feel completely safe in London, even though it's people after people after people. But the one thing is the phones, like I mentioned the other day, are getting snatched. Even when you're just on the sidewalk by yourself and you're looking something up, we had a guy on a bicycle just swipe it out of my colleague's hand. And I'll tell you, when you lose your phone like that, you feel completely naked and
Oh my God.
lost.
You're giving me hives thinking about it. Like being in a foreign country without a phone. Oh my, like
That is so insane to me that's happening though. That's so crazy.
It's crazy because you can't do anything with it with an iPhone because they got locks
and
on
I had
them.
just read about it the day before, and I wish I would have said something to him just out of safety. So I said something to the rest of our people in our group just so that they were aware. And it's happening all the time to locals, that's the only bad thing. Otherwise, it's great. And the other thing too is, I know you're not going to be in London very long, but if you can walk or tube everywhere, that's your ideal, because even though Maps says something is only a mile and 15 minutes away, it's really like 45 minutes. It took forever to get even just 1 to 2 miles. So just go ahead and walk or take the tube. It's really easy. That would be my big suggestion.
Yeah, I love that tip. Yeah, our plan, I really shared this, so we're probably spending way too much money on this, but we're actually like doing a private tour where we have a black car that's going to drive us around and basically just show us the site. So we're not actually going to like go and do something for like a meaningful amount of time, but basically like we're just going to drive around and they're just going to say, oh, here's Westminster Abbey, or here's this, and like take our photo and stuff, which I think is kind of fun.
You're going to see the where the Beatles cross the road there.
So that's my goal. Cause I think there's extra time for things. So I'm going to ask them to take me to EMI so I can walk across Abbey Road. Cause I'm a Beatles fanatic. So yeah. But that was my plan. Yeah. I love that tip, Jennifer. Cause like there'll be places by our hotel. So I think our plan was to probably walk, I think there'll be a lot of options close by, but I love that tip.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than you think. That the roads aren't that built for all the congestion. So, but it's such a great city. We love it.
Yeah,
getting to the Eurostar. The Eurostar worked great for everybody. And if you see Olympic stuff that you want, get it while you can. The other thing with clothing over in Europe is just make sure you size up one size, because a European XL does not equal a US XL.
I love it. That's a great tip. I was just going to ask you something. I can't remember what it was.
You had something in the chat about Paris. You were in Paris too, and you said something about where to get the gear in Paris for the Olympic stuff.
Yeah, so I wasn't in Paris, but some people in my group went on the Eurostar for a day trip. Some did an organized day trip through an online outfit, and then others just winged it. And some people like did a hop on, hop off bus. And when our folks, because I had asked these folks to get me some Olympic stuff for my husband and my daughter, so they went to the Eiffel Tower as part of their tour, and the Eiffel Tower had an official gift shop, but they didn't have it open in the middle of the day and with all these tourists. And so the only place that they went, and they went all over the city, that had gifts and available to purchase were at the not the St. Pancras, but the Gare du Nord train station, where they were catching the Eurostar. So if you see something open and you want Olympic gear, official Olympic gear, get it when you see it.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. So we land, I think, like at 7:15 in the morning. So I'm guessing traffic will be kind of crazy too, right there. Cause like commuting, like, I mean, I don't know, but I love that tip. I will pack my patience for sure. And I emailed the hotel already, hoping that we can get an early check-in. Cause these Americans are going to want to crash for a little bit first, right when we get there, but maybe not. Maybe we'll sleep on the plane and we'll be energized and ready to go.
a lot of them do have it available. I was surprised. If they know, if you've told them already, if you haven't, make sure you tell them. But if you tell them, or ask for a ready room or a resting room, because some hotels have them available where they may not have your regular hotel room ready. Ask for a resting room, and they should have something available, because a lot of other people are checking out so early, and they turn the rooms pretty early with housekeeping. So don't be afraid to ask, or let them know in advance your arrival time.
Great.
Yeah, great tips.
Yeah, we did email them, and they responded within like 5 minutes. I'm telling you, like, they're friendly in the UK, besides the phone thieves. You know, everyone else is fine. But
except for that cat on the bike that takes your phone.
Exactly. But they said they don't do like an early check-in, but we haven't noted on your reservation, Mr. and Mrs. Gardner, that you'll be arriving early. So hopefully that's a good sign.
We'll have fish and chips and a big dark beer waiting for you.
Oh, dude, bring it. Depending on how well I slept, I'll be ready. Right?
And then one last tip: you're flying Delta, probably, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. Yep.
Okay, so you're good. The only thing is if anybody's flying American, I would just honestly watch, know the schedule of flights available, because American canceled my flight to London, which is, I was going in advance of our group going, and they canceled it. But then I got on my flight to Dallas, and they reinstated it on a different plane and everything. But everything was sold out, and I was panicking. So it just is helpful if whatever airline you're flying is, know what the next backup is, just in case. Now, I know they automatically rebook you, and especially if you have status, but just know all your options. Even it's best to know them and not have to use them than to be scrambling at the last minute.
That's such a great tip.
I love that you just gave Scott his nightmare for the next.
I know. I'm gonna say I got the sweats now for the next 2 days, but
no, he'll be perfectly fine. It only happened to me. The other 25 couples, they made it perfectly fine. Everybody on Delta was perfectly fine, and so yeah, I think you'll be fine. Don't worry.
Thank you. All right. Well, you'll get a DM from me if I get a nasty gram from Delta here in the next 48 hours. No, just kidding.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's another great tip, though. That's something like you don't think about very often, right? Like I don't, like especially when I travel domestically, I'm not thinking about my backup plan. But like when you're going so far away and you got a cruise to catch, like you really got to think about those. So that's a really great tip, Jennifer. I love it.
Good tip.
And then when you're coming back, and it's another American tip, but if you're coming back via Charlotte, just make sure, or anywhere, just make sure you have enough time for the connection, especially if you don't have global entry, or even if you don't have global entry, I highly, highly, highly recommend doing the mobile passport control, because that line is much shorter than the standard, as they would say in England, the unwashed line. So just make sure you either have global entry or mobile passport control.
So this is a dumb question. That's for coming back into the States, right? So I'm going to fly home from Paris, and I'm going direct to Detroit, which is nice because Delta is awesome like that. We have a great hub in Detroit. Awesome. So I didn't do global entry, but that's when I'll be doing when I land in Detroit. I mean, I'm like 99.9% sure that's the answer, but I just wanted to confirm.
Correct. Okay. So if you don't have global entry, they should have mobile passport control for customs and immigration. Do that. You won't be able to complete it, I think, until you land, but they promote it as you're about to descend. They usually promote it, but definitely make sure you can download an app and do that, because otherwise the line is long, and it doesn't affect you since, like you said, you're landing right in your city, but I highly, highly, highly recommend it because it'll save you some time. And then when you get to London, you're actually going to do most likely a self-service customs. You don't actually visit an officer and get a stamp anymore. You just do it all self-service and then go through. It's actually very quick.
Oh, love that. Mike, we need to, when you post the show, you got to like title it like Jennifer gives awesome international tips or
Jennifer
something. That's like the name of this
all
episode.
international situations.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. Because when I eventually leave the country for real, except for on a cruise ship, I'm going back and listening to every one of these.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Those are great. I love it.
Well,
Thank
that's
you
all
so
I got
much.
for you.
Well, hey, you go get some sleep.
Right? You gotta be pretty tired.
No doubt. We appreciate. Hey, tell
It was a-
Jocelyn. Tell Jocelyn. It's a good day to stay inside though, because it's like only 110 degrees outside right now. It's so hot.
Exactly. Well, Jocelyn is right here.
Oh, hey,
She's
Jocelyn.
listening.
What's going on?
Hi.
Hello. So,
she's playing shy now.
well, last time we met in the parking lot of the Mexican restaurant across the street from the BOGP studios. Now, that place is gone, but there's supposed to be a new place opening for the last 6 months, which is still never opened, which I'm still wondering what's going on with that. But what Mexican restaurant do you guys prefer in the area now? Where do you guys go?
Well, I do like El Azteca, but we have an El Maguey right across the street from us. So it's really easy, but she likes a non-Mexican restaurant that we go to quite a bit as well. So
What's her favorite?
she likes Town Square Pub and Grub in Darden Prairie.
Nothing
But-
wrong with that.
The Cataro did close.
I bet it's
know
going to
that, right?
reopen. I know, but they're just remodeling. It's going to reopen.
Right.
No, I know people panicked. I know because we have all of our family celebrations. I know people freaked out into this house for a few minutes. It's our Japanese like hibachi place. Everybody else, just so you know, it's a big deal. But it's okay.
So,
all right, so
anyway,
nobody else knows what we're talking about, so we're going to get out of here. But we appreciate you, Jocelyn. Have a good summer. Enjoy the summer and lots of swimming time and all that good stuff. And Jennifer, thanks for all the great tips.
Yeah, those are awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
safe travel.
Get some sleep. All right, bye. All right. Let's see. We have time for like one more caller because we do have a hard out tonight because it is Father's Day. We both have plans with the family right after the show. So I think we have Vero Mike on the line. Let's head to Florida. Mike, happy Father's Day. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Scotty G and Mike? Happy Father's Day to both of you guys.
Appreciate it.
Happy Father's Day.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, I love hearing about the England trip and Europe. It's been a while, but I've done London a few times and done England and Ireland, and I'm jealous and I'm excited for it at the same time.
Well, I appreciate it. Your jealousy is probably more than the jealousy I have because I'm guessing you're going to talk about Tiana. Man, I cannot speak tonight. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, assuming that you did that, but because that ride looks amazing, and I'm guessing that's what you want to talk about tonight.
Yeah, we did it. We did it Thursday. The preview, the Passport preview, the first day, the first morning. It was absolutely incredible. We got a boarding group, number 8 boarding group. We left at exactly 7:00 as soon as we got the queue from Vero and got there real quick because I thought it was going to be, we thought we were going to get right there and have to get on it, but it was delayed about 3 hours. But it was just so much fun waiting around, and the actual ride was, it was incredible. And I'm the biggest Splash fan there is, and they did such a great job.
That's good to hear. I know because it was delayed like those first few mornings, right, for AP previews there, and it was a little sketch. I was worried that people I was like, oh no, all these people are all there and ready to go, and then it's not opening. It's not opening, and it got to be about lunchtime, I think, and then finally everybody got to make the rush back to Frontierland, and everything was good.
Yeah, everyone. It was awesome for the. Everyone was hanging out, just waiting, and just like it was like a big party before it opened. So that was a lot of fun.
So what was, I'm very much don't want to ever spoil anything on our show because I want everybody to have their first experience. I have still yet to watch a video because I want to see it for myself when the time comes, which will probably be forever. But what was one thing without being too spoilerish that really kind of made you appreciate the attraction? If you could do that without spoiling anything for anybody.
For sure. Just walking around that corner, Frontierland by Pecosville, seeing it with the walls down and just the beautiful colors from the faux flowers. Everything just popped. It was really beautiful to see it with the walls down. And when you go over the bridge, and you see the little pond, that was there, but it's all been redone with the lily pads, and the water is a little bit darker, so it looks like the actual bayou.
Ooh, I like that detail. That's nice.
It seems like it's going to remind me of inside of the restaurant at Disneyland. What am I thinking of?
Pirates?
Well, pirates, like
Blue Bayou?
like Blue Bayou, right? When you hear the crickets and
Yeah.
like you're kind of in the Bayou setting there, that very first little stretch of pirates. Yeah.
Everything is just freshly painted, and everything just seems new, but you know, it's the familiar Splash Mountain. Just little things in the queue that they change that, you know, you'll see. I mean, it's the same but different. Without it's hard to explain. But
besides the drop, right? They made that 200 feet now. No, I'm just kidding.
700. It's like the arch.
Oh, and I'll say this too. I have never gotten more wet on that ride than the last time I just did it. I mean, it was like Cali River Rapids wet.
Oh no, I don't want to hear. Well, in the summer, I guess it's okay.
That sounds like Disneyland's old splash.
I know, and that's why I didn't write it, because you were like, dude, you get soaked to the core. I'm like, pass.
I was in the front row because I filmed everything. I put it on my vlog on Vero Mics. It's awesome, you know. So I got the whole point of view. But definitely go on it before you watch it. But it was just a great experience. Just the whole vibe, the whole day. It felt like almost the vibe of the 50th anniversary. Everyone was just so excited and happy to be there. So that was pretty cool.
Which you're also, I mean, you are also leaning into the ultimate Disney fans with annual passes, and it's been cast members. I mean, you know, you definitely got the Uber fans going after it right now. So that's going to be a skewed crowd. We'll see when it opens general public. I think everybody's going to like it. I like the vibe I've seen. There's actually a nod to Splash Mountain in the queue somewhere. You got to see some stuff, and I have seen that. So that's exciting. Let me ask you this, though, because we haven't even talked about this tonight, and we only got a couple minutes left because we do have to get to some events after the show. Did you go over to see Communicore Hall at Epcot when that opened?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay, just give a take on that.
Okay, so, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, it's just a big open space. You know, everyone says, oh, it took 5 years to build this, and you know, it's hard to explain, but it's just a big, giant, empty open space with tables and chairs and plastic chairs. But here's the thing: there was no festival going on.
That's it. I think that's it.
I assume that when the festivals are going on, they're going to really utilize that space a lot more.
And I think that's, you know, that's 100% it. And I think it was this is just me being Mike, but I think it was so dumb to open it right now. Like, they've had this thing going for 5 years. Why not just wait until Food and Wine starts and open it when Food and Wine starts?
In a couple months.
Stuff in there. Like, don't open it when it's empty, because it does kind of, to me, this looks like, because I saw some, like, one of the vlogs the other day were like, people are walking in and just walking out. They don't know what to do. Well, from what you're showing, that's what I would do. There's just tables and a couple of flags on the wall. I mean, what do you do? I mean,
air conditioning. That's what it's for.
And that's what our friend in the Discord said. He's like, oh, dude, it's got killer
Jason
air.
said that. Yeah, Jason Verona.
Like, hey, that's a good selling point, but I mean, it's only going to keep you there so long, you know? But yeah, open it when the festival happens. It's a festival center, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. But the whole area being open, the Encanto stage was absolutely beautiful. Just being around there and having all that space open and no walls down, it was incredible. And the Encanto show was really cool. I think kids are gonna love that. It's gonna be something, you know, really fun for the kids to do. So that was really nice.
That's good to hear. Yeah,
just having an open space, and there's the new when you walk towards World Showcase by Journey into Imagination, they opened up a brand new playground there. That's the walls just came down, I believe, too, right at the same time. So that was really cool to see.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I just think, like, you know, who could not have seen that? Like, just wait. Like, we've been waiting forever. Like, it's not going to hurt to wait a little bit longer, even if it's done. Just let it sit. Just chill.
Yeah,
like,
just seeing the walls down was incredible. That was really nice.
It's pretty on the outside.
Oh, and we did test track for the last time as well.
Oh, RIP 2 Trust Tech.
That's today, right? That's the day of recording. Yeah.
Today's it. 3.0 on the way.
And we also got to stay at Saratoga. Our first time ever staying in a 1-bedroom. That was like amazing.
The 1-bedroom at Saratoga is legit, like one of my favorite room categories. Yeah. I love those rooms so much.
Yeah, that was good. We stayed at the grandstand. It was the quick service there at Saratoga. It was so amazing. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, well, Mike, we got to roll because we have to get out of here. We have a hard out this evening, but well, hey, I'll be here next week, and I'll need calls. So hey, give me a go.
I got a lot to talk about. We did so much, the Tron, everything. So
Okay,
great
yeah.
time.
That's
All
awesome.
right, happy
Next,
Father's Day, guys.
my boy's going to be out of the country next week, so I'll need you next week. So please be here.
Oh, for sure. Have a great time in England.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, I'm gonna check out that vlog. I'm okay if I get spoiler because it's gonna be a while, so I'm gonna check it out tonight.
Oh, I have the Guinness in England is the best. It's. I've been to Ireland. I've been to England. England Guinness is amazing.
I love the tip. You know I'm gonna have one.
He'll be all over it. All right, Mike, you have a good week. Happy Father's Day again, brother. See you. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, so we got a wrap, but we again want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day one last time. And again, to my good buddy Scotty G, safe travels over in Europe and make all the memories. And I can't wait to see all the great video you capture for all of us.
Thank you, Mike, and happy Father's Day to you. Go to Mike's social media. He posted a really cool photo that he got from his daughter today. A very, very cool gift for Father's Day. And I know you always do the plugs, Mike, but yeah, definitely follow me while I'm gone. I told Mike in the pre-show, I bought the internet package, so I hope to be doing some sharing because like I can't let my boy down. Like he can't go 2 weeks without talking to me, so we got to make sure like we had that connection still. So I'm at Epscott. Make sure to follow. It's gonna be a lot of fun these next 19 days. Holy cow, man! It's 19 days.
Yeah, the pre-show I had to ask Scott. I'm like, I didn't want to ask it to be me, but I was like, are you buying internet? Because I got to kind of watch in real time and see all this cool stuff you're doing. You're going cool places, doing cool stuff. So yeah, he did. So we're going to be following along. So yeah, definitely follow him at Epscott, Instagram, Twitter, all the places. And again, Must See Adventures. Go subscribe now so you're ready when the vlogs come out, and you'll get those alerts when those are posted. So make sure you do that. Must See Adventures on YouTube. And hey, don't forget, our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure. When you go there and you mention our show, this is how it works. If you mention the Be Our Guest podcast, I'm your travel agent, and we get that relationship. We get to work together, and I promise to work super hard for you. So let's make that happen. Just swing by the website this week over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. I'm buying all those little knickknacks for our cruise here in less than 3 weeks. The foam pouches, all the external batteries. If you could, when you do that stuff, you could just click through our link first, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That really helps us out. So thank you for that. And our Patreon supporters, you make the show possible. It's patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. $5 a month is all it costs. It really helps us pay for everything we do at the show. And as a thank you, we give you the extra show called Mike in the Midwest. And today we just talked about how life catches you when you're not expecting it. Even a treadmill will bite you in the rear end sometimes, and you don't expect it. So that was this week's show, just kind of all over the place. But that's what we talked about this week. What else? So I'm at Be Our Guest Mike on all the social media. So you can give me a follow there, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads, just like Scotty. And we'll do this again next Sunday night. It'll be me and you guys. So give me a call and we'll talk Disney. Oh, and join us in the clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/Discord. The conversation goes all the time. Over 900 of us from all around the world talking Disney and other things. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll have great shows this week. Pam's back. She's going to talk to us about her cruise to Lighthouse Point, all the previews with Tiana's. She was at Epcot. She was doing all the things. She has all the access. So get ready to be spoiled with all the stuff she got to do. So until we talk this week, we're going to have a good time. I appreciate you guys so very much. Again, happy Father's Day to all the dads. We appreciate you guys. Have an awesome week. So Scotty G, bon voyage.
Bon voyage. We'll see you guys real soon.
2 and 2, because you're doing back-to-backers. All
2
right. We are going to get out of here. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right.
Awesome.
Oh.
Don't forget, and I'm going to text you before I go. So I'm going to be 7 hours ahead of you when I'm in Norway. So I'll be smart when I text you. Like I won't text you like at 5 a.m. You know, I know you turn notifications off anyway, but
yeah, because mine goes into at 10:30. My stuff goes into do not disturb until 8 a.m.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll tune in when you're live next Sunday, but it's gonna be 1 a.m. So probably not.
That's true.
Dude, the Norway, like, because we're hitting the summer solstice too. I know I got to run, you got to run too, but like it's like 20 plus hours of daylight.
Dude, that's gonna be nuts.
I know. So like I'm gonna try, especially for the vlog, try to wake up for some of these sunrises, but man, that's gonna be so tough. The sunrise is like 3 something in the morning.
That is crazy, dude. 20 hours of daylight.
Yeah, I'll show you like a screenshot, but like it's nuts. Yeah.
Oh
now,
God.
I see the sunrise because Norway tends to be like, you know, overcast and rainy and stuff. So we'll see. Knock on wood, we get some good weather. But
yeah, I hope you do. Okay.
If not, I'm gonna have a great time. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
you are. I mean, no matter what, dude. And I get to robot the bartender too. I gotta get video.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In my mind, I'm thinking like worst weather, and then if it's nice, then jackpot. You know?
Yeah, that's how I do too. That's exactly how I think.
Yeah.
We're so alike.
All right, I gotta run and meet the in-laws for dinner. So
All right. Tell everybody I said hello.
we'll talk to you soon.
Jimmy Johns. All right. I'll see you later.
See you, everyone.
All right, and see, Hannah says, Mike miss the first Microsoft Joseph because you mentioned you recently eaten at Old. Yes, we had Old Spaghetti Factory every year for Mother's Day with my family. Yes, I'm happy with 3 things. I got to run though because we are having dinner right now in just a few minutes, so I have to run. So everybody, you guys have a great night. I will talk to you. So we're recording tomorrow with Pam and Ricky. 5:30 Eastern. Come join us. Be a part of the shows for listener questions. All right.